is not going to deal with any drama from players or staff. The Commanders cut place kicker Brandon McManus a week after a lawsuit was filed against him by two women accusing him of sexual misconduct. The Washington franchise went through several allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment in the workplace under former owner Dan Snyder. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California, home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Aviterus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got your Black. It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Sahara Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are so blessed to have Sahara Ali with us every Monday for Mindful Mondays. She is a yoga instructor, a sound healer, a sound bath expert, life coach, and so much more. Sahara Ali, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Yes, it is important for us to keep our head to the sky this week. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions, honoring our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, power, truth, and wisdom. Our Mindful Monday word for the week is expansion. As we navigate this week's celestial influence of Jupiter and Gemini until June 2025, Jupiter is the planet of abundance, optimism, and expansion. Jupiter's nature is relentless in unearthing the lies we tell ourselves, yielding truth, asking us to reframe our anger and frustration, open to freedom, enhancing emotional management. Now is the time to be unapologetically focused and fearless, overcoming darkness, blinding our vision to truth. Most of all, going forward with personal freedom, impacting positive change, overcoming helplessness. It's time to take our power back, align with emotional management to celebrate our best life. Our Mindful Monday meditation call to action is to be present, to be fearless, and inspired to embrace positive change. So pause for a moment and take a breath. Let's quiet our minds and be here now. Inhale and allow yourself to relax. Exhale, tap into inner peace, releasing any tension or tightness in your body. Relax from your head to your toes. Breathe and just relax. Inhale, open your mind to your soul's divine wisdom, calling on your innate truth. Exhale, release all thoughts and just listen. Listen to your breath, listen to your heart, listen to the truth within yourself. Open to the wholeness within. Inhale with faith, feeling the power of peace, allowing yourself to open your mind and body and spirit to the power of peace. Exhale, let go of anger, let go of fear, let go of any judgment, and open yourself to freedom, the freedom of your innate wisdom. Inhale, leaning into inner peace and self-love, honoring yourself, loving yourself. Exhale, open to see, to hear, to trust, and know divine right action manifesting in your life with grace right here, right now. Inhale, affirm infinite possibilities, overcoming any darkness, blinding you to your vision of truth. Exhale, make a promise to navigate with truth, to navigate with trust, to stand in faith, and to be unapologetic about embracing self-love and inner peace. Now inhale. And as you inhale, relax, release, opening your spirit to our Mindful Monday affirmation. Exhale and just breathe. Listening to our Mindful Monday affirmation as we step boldly on purpose into this week. Now take the biggest breath you've had all morning. Hold that breath, bringing in light and love and wholeness. And as you exhale, listen with an open heart, listen with an open mind to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Today, I transform my life, celebrating emotional management, embracing freedom with grace. Today, I transform my life, celebrating emotional management, embracing freedom with grace. Before we sign off today, I'd like to share that we are having a rare celestial alignment called the Planet Parade. There are 6 planets aligned in the sky which are visible. The celestial influence provides clarity, enhancing self-discovery and aiding transformation, making this Gemini season an excellent time to release the past, supported by deep reflection to gain clarity and truth, aiding expansion in all areas of our lives. This celestial event aids us in breaking free from outdated habits, harmful beliefs, and the lies we tell ourselves to play small. So I give you permission to be unapologetic and level up to your greatness and to shine your light. And as we heard Earth, Wind, and Fire say, keep your head to the sky. And the purpose to live is reality. And keeping your head to the sky opens a space to faith's atmosphere. So have faith and trust in your power. And I thank you, Dominique. I thank you, Tavis Smiley. I thank you, Miles, and the whole 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, mindfully blessed week, releasing anger, celebrating emotional freedom and expansion, keeping your head to the sky.
Oh my, so what you're saying, Sahara Ali, is this Gemini season we start off with a whole parade, a planet parade. I'm loving it. It's feeling like a very festive Gemini season between the conviction on 34 counts, I should say, of the former Gemini president to the planet parade. It's feeling rather festive, but you said emotional management and freedom. So if we have freedom, we have to have emotional management, right? Because otherwise we'll be just all over the place.
It's magical. It's a very magical time, and there's no excuse to allow yourself to play small and to be stagnant. It's time to pick up your power and really choose to live your best life. The celestials are supporting us, not like they never are there, but this alignment we will never have in this lifetime again. And so go big or go home.
Go big or go home. It sounds like a birthday plan to me. Go big or go home, Geminis. But of course it applies to everyone, not just those of us who are ruled by Mercury and celebrating right now.
Yes, your soul return around the corner.
Yes, indeed. But the go big or go home, that advice is for everyone, right?
Yes, yes. Why play small? Why continue to deny yourself your truth and your happiness? Why allow someone else to dictate your wholeness when only you know your truth? Only you know your heart's desire. Only you know what brings fulfillment in your life. Do the right thing. Level up to your happiness and tell the truth about what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Stimulate yourself to create your own abundance, not look outside yourself for that abundance.
Okay, Sahara Ali. Well, as always, thank you for your insights and for starting our week off with intention and mindfulness. You can find Sahara. You might even take a yoga class. I need to get over there and do that. Go to saharaali.com, SAHARAH, Ali.com, saharaali.com, or call Elise if you want her assistant to set up an appointment for you. Call 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Sahara, once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great month, and looks like quite a blessed year, even with all 12 kinds of crazy that we are dealing with in the White House, in the wannabe White House, and worldwide. We can also remember to focus on what we want, focus on what's good, what's working. It's the perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. And while we're focused on what's good for a moment here, Simone Biles dominating the U.S. Gymnastics Championship. Boom, pow. What a champion. Winning her 9th all-around title on Sunday. Ninth. Okay. And of course, the Paris Olympic Games will be this summer. She's 27, which is considered old if you're a gymnast. She's a 7-time Olympic medalist. And she is obviously a GOAT, right? She's got moves named after her. But if you remember the last Olympics where she backed off because she was prioritizing self-care and her own mental health, and she said, I can't do this right now. And she was called a coward and all kinds of things by people all over the world. She was soft and this and that. And once again, once again, proving her greatness. But not only that, proving to those of us who think that you have to go hard no matter what, that sometimes you do have to prioritize your own mental health, your well-being, being in touch with yourself in order to come back and be even greater. How about that? Congratulations, Simone Biles, on your 9th all-around Title IX. That is amazing. I love her, and I love watching her routines, the way she moves, because it represents the intense level of not just creativity, but consistent hard work that allows that level of performance. Simone Biles, one of the greats, and what a blessing to all of us to be around while she is doing all of the amazing things that she's doing. Yep. Call me now. Let's talk about it. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique Diprima when we come forward.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here. We're getting closer to June 18th, and time is running out for you to register to join us for our historic symposium live on C-SPAN, Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com right now if you want to be in the audience when the nation will see for the first time ever a stage full of brilliant black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's all going down. Well, it's actually all going up. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. live from the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Again, admission is free, but we're filling up fast. So if I were you, I would log on right now to KBLA1580.com to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique Diprima on First Things First.
It does, and on Friday I'll speak for myself, I celebrated the historic conviction of the first U.S. president to become a 34-time felon. Thanks to a jury of his peers. I think that is important. As much as the former president wants to whine and cry and throw a whole big man baby fit about Joe Biden having something to do with it, Joe Biden was not on the jury. And as prosecutor Alvin Bragg, who led that case, said, in this case, the only voice that matters is the voice of those 12 jurors. And they spoke unanimously and swiftly for guilty verdict. We were talking a little bit on the air, but more behind the scenes about how different generations, different folks have different perspective on this. And Nabou Ramu, who's an Afrocentric journalist, she is a member of Gen Z and also a college student who is part of our team here on First Things First, was expressing that, at least according to my understanding of what you said, and welcome, Nabou.
Thank you for
welcome
having me
back.
this morning.
Is that, yeah, well, you know, you see her back there. She's behind the scenes working, but getting her back on the mic. What do you, you said something about your generation or the people, your friend group at least, seeing this really differently as far as the conviction of President Trump.
I think that we don't really care. I think that we don't really care about Trump or Biden. I feel like within our conversations, a lot of people might see it as like people are attacking Trump from any and all angles, and whatever angle they can get is the one they're going to get to keep him off the ballot, even if it doesn't even keep him off the ballot. And we feel like there's larger issues here than going after Trump or going after Biden.
It's funny you say that because I see a lot of Gen Z people attacking Biden, and I see a lot of young folks also supporting Trump for various reasons. Now, some of those, to be fair, some of those are millennials, if we're talking about rappers and stuff. Most of them are not really Gen Z. But I still see some of that conversation among the younger crowd, the high school and college. But that's not your experience.
Yeah, a lot of people are very, very unhappy with Biden to begin with. I feel like our elders are more concerned about Trump, and we're looking at who's actually in office right now, and we're like, Biden has made a lot of mistakes and disappointed a lot of people with his stance on the war and the conflict in Palestine, and they just don't trust him. They see a lot of like death on the internet. They're seeing children dying. They're seeing, and then they're experiencing militia type experiences with police whenever they speak up about it. And this has become a very traumatic experience. Even as a reporter, taking an objective position and just covering it has been very traumatic. And so you're looking at your administration like it looks like a reality TV show. Even when we're looking at them on social media, we're seeing them have photo shoots. I mean, it's okay. I understand you have like a PR team and you need to like get content out, but you're supposed to be like a leader of a country. And sometimes it just feels like they're doing photo shoots, they're going out and giving speeches that aren't authentic. We know you're not writing the speeches. That's obvious. Some of us are ghostwriters ourselves.
Okay, but just because someone writes your speech doesn't mean it's not authentic. They might be you're the president. You need a professional speech. And I'm not saying that necessarily in defense of Biden or anyone. Everyone at that level has speechwriters. It's just is what it is. But to be clear, I'm listening to you talk and I'm thinking, well, if I'm 20 now, then that means I was 16 when Biden was elected. More than likely, if I'm 18, that means I was, 14 when Biden was elected, which means I may not have been tracking politics the way I am now.
That's
so
not
it kind of
always
makes
true,
sense.
Though,
okay,
because we study politics in school. Like, if anything, we're even more ingrained and we really know what's going on because we're actively in school learning about it.
Yes and no. I mean, a lot of these schools do a really crappy job of teaching politics.
I just think that we
government.
give a lot of excuses to our leadership.
Well, no, right now I'm giving you an excuse because I'm saying if you're 20 and you weren't really tracking politics at 16, then it would be logical for you to be upset with Biden and not understanding the threat of Trump and saying, well, our elders are just putting extras on it, not understanding that if Trump gets elected to office, those young babies in Palestine can kiss their lives goodbye, because it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Some people will argue that they feel like their lifestyle was better when Trump was in office versus when Biden got into office.
But you just did a switch. We were talking about Palestine. Then you went to their lifestyle.
Well, I'm talking about, like, how you mentioned rappers who are, like, pro-Trump.
Yeah, right.
And they'll say, like, oh, we had more money when Trump was in office.
Right. So they're only concerned about if they're rich, which a lot of them just pretend to be. But if they're actually rich, then they got tax breaks from Trump. So, of course, they're going to say that. But
I don't think it was a tax breaks. I think actually with that conversation, people are confused with the money that we got from the pandemic. They think that, like...
You're talking about stimulus checks. But a lot of those rappers are the ones that are rich. They are talking about the tax breaks because Trump gave massive tax breaks to the rich. If you're talking about, if you're sexy red and you're talking about the stimmy, then you don't understand that was Congress that gave you that and not Trump. He just put his name on it, and he resisted it all along.
I do know that DEI was taken away with Biden in office. And I do know that...
but that's done by Republicans in state government. That's Ron DeSantis. It hasn't been taken away on the national level. It's only been taken away in certain states that are led by Republicans who support Donald Trump. So that reflects a lack of understanding of how that happened. Joe Biden can't stop you from enacting a terrible state law. That's states' rights. That's why we have governors.
I see what you mean, Ms. Diprima.
You can call me Dominique.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Dominique. But listen, overall, we really believe that Trump and Biden are the same person. It's like one bird and two different wings.
Right, but that's actually not the truth. And so we need to have this conversation because I hear that a lot. But to me, it's not about whether you like Trump or you like Biden. It is what policies will they enact and how does it affect the black community?
And I feel like the black community, they're not going to save the black community. They don't care to.
I'm not talking about saving. I'm talking about what leaves you in a better position. No one's going to save us but us. We're clear on that.
Yes, ma'am. That's very true. I just don't see why we even have to think about these two people.
Well, we have an election coming up. That's why.
But I think that we should, to be progressive, I think that we should start opening up the conversation to other options and not from a spirit of like, this is not going to happen, like he won't get elected or a third party would never be elected. I think we keep speaking into existence that, we live in this two-party system, we don't have any other choice, but we have all the choice to change it. And I think that should be the conversation. Not who is better. Like, we could go back and forth all day on what Trump did and what Biden did.
We will, because it's important. It's not a nothing. You're talking about 4 million children that are currently going hungry every day because y'all think it's cute to vote for Trump or ignore these two candidates. 4 million children that Republicans and two dusty Democrats refuse to feed these children by passing the child tax credit. Now those kids are hungry. We can sit here and go, we should have another party. But those kids don't get to eat. And that's what I'm talking about. Practical, pragmatic progressivism. We'll continue. Nabou Ramu challenging us from the Gen Z perspective on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. History has been made in Mexico with the election of the country's first ever female president. Claudia Sheinbaum is a former mayor of Mexico City and will succeed President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. She has pledged to govern with the same principle as López Obrador, calling that a good thing for all Mexicans. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Singapore Sunday. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue Security Summit. According to the Pentagon, Austin reiterated unwavering U.S. support for Ukraine in its war with Russia. The African-American Defense Secretary also provided an update on America's assistance to meet Ukraine's needs on the battlefield. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, You'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Simone Biles let the world know she's ready for the Summer Olympics this year in Paris. The four-time Olympic gold medalist won the all-around competition Sunday at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships for the 9th time in her career. The UCLA women's softball team was eliminated from the World Series. They lost to Stanford in the quarterfinals. UCLA finished a strong season at 43-12. The new ownership group of the NFL Washington Commanders, which includes Magic Johnson, is not going to deal with any drama from players or staff. The Commanders cut place kicker Brandon McManus a week after a lawsuit was filed against him by two women accusing him of sexual misconduct. The Washington franchise went through several allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment in the workplace under former owner Dan Snyder. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Spilled your drink? Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Be heard. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back. Indeed, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, and Nabou Ramu is giving us a bit of a look at the Gen Z from her perspective. Not that she has to speak for her entire generation, but kinda. And of course, over the weekend, Joe Biden put forth a ceasefire plan, which he said Israel had more or less signed off on, but now Benjamin Netanyahu is saying no, that he's not signed off on that and is not ready to embrace anything that would create a permanent ceasefire that has gone and continues to state that he believes this war will last at least through the end of the year.
You feel like that was authentic?
Just one second. I'm going to go through a few headlines here, and then we'll come back in. This is new for Nabou, so she's not quite as used to my style here, but I definitely want to get a few headlines in. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She says she's hoping with God's grace she'll be back soon and is asking for your prayers on that. First Lady Michelle Obama's mother has made her transition. Her mom has died at the age of 86. She is more than just the mother-in-law to the former president. She was someone who lived at the White House during the Obama years and helped to keep the family together, especially, working with those young daughters who were there. U.S. now allowing Ukraine to use U.S. weapons to strike inside of Russia. CNN saying that is not a huge change. It won't be a big factor in the war, but certainly perception-wise, it seems to bring the U.S. Closer to this war. Now, Nabou, you wanted to comment on the ceasefire. Biden had put forth a ceasefire plan. Now the Israelis are saying that what the president said is not accurate. That's what a senior Israeli official told NBC, which is basically them calling Biden a liar. It's pretty much of an escalation of rhetoric, at least. What were you saying?
They said it, not me. Calling him a liar, I wouldn't do that. But I don't know if he's the most authentic when it comes to calling a ceasefire. If you really wanted a ceasefire, that would have happened a long time ago. The United States has it feels like they have a lot of control over Israel and how they operate in this world.
Well, Israel has their own government, but the U.S. funds the war. So, yeah, if we would pull the funding, it certainly would send a strong message. But when a world leader, a president, says, finally, after being pressured by his people, that they want a permanent ceasefire, it's still significant, right?
Is he saying it because he feels that way, or is he saying it because everyone is, at this point, like, no one wants to vote for you because you haven't said it yet?
But whatever the reason, he's saying it, and that's what we've been pushing.
Is that enough for us?
It represents progress. It represents the people.
It doesn't represent truth, and I feel like the youth
It represents
wants
the
truth.
people having impact on their president. If you say he doesn't want that, but he's doing it now, why is he doing it? Students are protesting. The American public opinion has changed. So that's a president being responsive. So whatever the reason, it represents progress.
His last speech in front of the students at Morehouse, he didn't talk about the war in the same way that we felt like he should have. That was an example of him coming onto campus and using the war and everything else as a political agenda for his election.
Yeah, well, all politicians do that. All politicians do that.
But we don't want any more politicians then. We want some real people in office.
Okay, we want to go to these phones because there's a whole bunch of people that want to weigh in. But what you're saying is very idealistic, which makes sense. You're a college student. However, we have an election, and we are going to get a president. And as much as you or I might not want to admit it, it ain't going to be Cornel West nor RFK. It's going to be Trump or Biden. You can say we need to move toward a third-party system, and that's fine. Vote for a third party. Build a third party. But right now, you're going to get one of those two guys, and that's just what it is. You don't believe that?
No.
Okay.
I don't. But let's take a caller.
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of callers. But I mean, it's okay to believe in manifesting a third party or building a third party? Are you doing the work? Do you volunteer for a third party? Do you raise money for a third party? Are you getting all your friends involved in a third party?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
That's excellent. What party?
The Free People Party. I think that's what it was called. Whatever Dr. Cornell West told us to sign up for, that's what we did. I don't care what it was called when he came down here into Lamar.
Well, it was Peace and Freedom, but he switched out. Yeah, he switched out. Okay, so you're supporting West. That's better than just being nihilistic and saying I don't want either one. The fact is,
I'm supporting West because I grew up reading his books. I followed his ideologies my whole entire life. I read Race Matters when I was 13 years old. And so when I found out that he was running for president, I was like, oh, of course I would want this intellectual philosopher to run this country. I know he can do it because he built my philosophy. And then when he brought Dr. Molina on, and we know how she rocking in the actual community, we see these are grassroots people. I saw how he walked up in Lamar when he went up to Aura, and he had the vendors escort him in. He was like really down for the people. I think people get so caught up in like symbolism or like how he might dress or how he might wear his fro, which I don't have a problem with any of that. And I did vote for him in the primary. But I do think that if you say, oh, well, this is how it ideally should be, and don't deal with the reality of right now where we have an actual funding of a fascist organism under Project 2025, then I feel like that's operating in the spirit of no faith in like the people.
Let's go to the phones because this will go on forever. Let's go to Big Phil, who called us from LA. Hi, Big Phil.
Good morning. Devil don't sleep. I know a bunch of chaos gets put into the world. And, I'm a Democrat. To be honest with you, I really don't want to vote for Biden, to be honest, because my opinion, no offense, I think they're all murders. Okay, when you're bombing kids for power trip, it's just ridiculous. They continue to bomb, you're a murderer. And all of them got to answer to God. Right?
Yeah.
And last Friday, we had a wonderful encore for Lou Gossett Jr. Dominique. Oh, beautiful.
Okay, you need to slow down because I don't even know what you just said. You had a wonderful what?
Gossett Jr., the actor.
Oh, for Lou Gossett Jr. Yes, I read about that. Yes.
Yeah, I was there, and I was years ago in the movie 1982, and he's some basketball player at the time I was playing ball. A great guy. Debbie Allen took it hard, and Glenn Thurman took it hard. We had the repass at Doolin's grand opening on Crenshaw. Lovely repass, and it was nice, very nice. He was a good guy. He gave us all, he took a job from my hometown out to Park Homes and raised him as his own child.
Yeah, I would have definitely gone to that. He was a friend of my mom's, but we were actually doing the same for my mom in San Francisco, so I wasn't able to be there. Great man. Any response, Nabou, to what Big Phil is saying?
Peace and blessings to the people that you've mentioned. And you've mentioned that you don't really support Trump. I don't know. I just agree with everything that he said. I didn't really have any pushback.
He's actually not Gen Z, but you guys are on a similar page.
Yeah.
For me, again, that is a luxury. Yes, it's true. But, what the younger generation calls him Genocide Joe. It's true. This is hugely problematic. But to me, if you know that 4 million American children, of which I think it's like 400,000 of those are black, are going to continue to go hungry because we know for sure that Trump will not pass the child tax credit. That's just one example, but it's a concrete example. If you know for sure that Trump has told you he's going to cut Social Security, he's said he will do it. Most of our black elders are living on Social Security because they don't have a big savings or a pension. So you're saying my pain over Palestine or my anger at Biden trumps my need to feed my elders and the children. That's a luxury to me.
Did he say, I'm going to cut this and then there will be an alternative?
No, it's not. The alternative is more tax cuts for the rich. I mean, you can, and with Trump, you have to be careful what he says and look at what he does. Let's go to Dwight from Compton. You know what I mean? Because he tells people what they want to hear, but when he head fakes and tells you he's going to cut Social Security, that's what he's going to do. And when he makes those cuts, what he has done consistently is give cuts to the rich at the expense of the working class and the poor. Go ahead, Dwight.
Good morning. Good morning, Nabou. Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, KBLA family. I just want to say, Nabou, on January 6th, did you see the attack that they tried to overthrow the government because Trump lost the 2020 election? Did you see that attack?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And did you see that Trump also had nuclear weapons documents and top secret service documents at his home in Florida? Did you get a chance to see that?
What are we leading to?
Well, I was just asking that there are obvious facts that we can see with our eyes that Trump and the Republicans are doing things and then putting the blame on Democrats just to destroy our votes, because Netanyahu is a friend of Trump. He doesn't get along with President Biden. And then when we do, as far as money going to Israel, we give the money to the people that make the bombs. It doesn't even leave the country. And then the bombs go over to Israel. So it's like we're making bombs. But we'd have no control over what Israel did with those bombs, that they already had bombs when the attack happened. And so Netanyahu is the president of Israel, just like President Biden is our president. And we can't tell Netanyahu what to do. He's trying to help Trump get into office.
We already telling the man what to do. Like, in our view, in our eyes, the United States is controlling this whole thing. The way the young people see it, they see Israel as a colony of the United States in the whole Western Hemisphere.
But if you want to talk about actual structure, that's not true. We fund them. But Israel is a project which was actually, let's talk about literal history, okay? Britain controlled that area, that was Palestine, and they gave Israel the land to start a Jewish state because of anti-Semitism, because of them not wanting to make space in Europe. That was the British Empire, or the UK, I guess. Before that, it was under the control of the Turks. Now, you can say the United States has a lot of agency, which we do because we give them $3 to $4 billion a year, and then there's an additional money that we've given because of this war in Gaza. So certainly we are a sugar daddy to Israel, but it's not a U.S. colony. They are the 15th largest military in the world. They are their own state.
But they're even coming over here to the United States. The IDF trains a lot of our police officers here too. So it's like very much connected, and it's very much like we are affected by it. Even Atlanta and their Cop City.
To your point, Cop City is where police from around the nation can get trained. And part of that training is coming from Israeli military, which is part of the problem as far as militarization of our police forces.
I personally believe that...
But they're getting paid for that, FYI.
The Black community needs to develop some type of, dignity and self-respect. That's what we're missing. We are not...
I don't agree with that. I think we got dignity and self-respect.
We don't have no dignity at all, Miss Dominique. Look, the way that we just let people just swing us around, tell us we not black if we don't vote for them, shows
but
me
nobody believed that. Nobody got swung around by that.
Everybody somebody even has the audacity to even tell us that.
You can't say we don't have dignity because of somebody else's dumb thing that they said. To endure what we've endured in this country and continue winning, continue innovating, continue to be the leaders in the world in arts and culture and moral compass, that is dignity unto itself. Because a few suckers do dumb things, that doesn't mean we as a black people don't have dignity.
We lack dignity at this moment because we would sell out. We would sell out.
Who's we? I've been doing this for decades and I ain't sold out yet. And trust me, I've had the opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know many an activist and many a broadcaster. Picture yourself, a couple decades from now. Would you? Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. Lots of people do, but a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't,
but it's not enough.
Okay, I'll give you that. But I think to paint a broad brush and say the black community doesn't have dignity, then what are you manifesting? You talk about a fear-based or not faith-based perspective. To say that your entire community doesn't have dignity when you have people like
maybe I shouldn't
that have struggled for decades and continued to be, ethical and moral in their outlook. It's not that's not what we want to manifest either.
I don't want to manifest that, but I am disappointed in what I am seeing across the community.
Does Kamal Daoud, does he have dignity?
Oh, that's my Uncle Kamal.
I'm giving you an example.
Yes, Uncle Kamal does have.
Does Amina Baraka have dignity? Does Cornel West have dignity?
And they do, and those are the
Do
elders
you have
I look up
dignity?
to.
Does Miles have dignity? And it's not just the elders. They're young people that have dignity too.
But our conscious community.
Do those young people that are marching on those campuses
We're a bubble.
against the war, do they have dignity?
We're a bubble. When I went to Morehouse with my conscious mindset, some of those black boys was looking at me like, "Oh, she's an agent," because they was laughing about.
They thought you were an op. Yeah.
Yeah, they were laughing about potentially being part of COINTELPRO.
But that's never
because they
that's
had
not
jobs.
anything new. I mean, people were laughing at Dr. King. They were laughing at Malcolm X.
Saying, our community
There's
is
always
kinda
been
nuts.
ops. It doesn't mean we don't have dignity. Sorry, Dwight. Go ahead and land.
Okay, Landy, Nabou, do you believe that you should have the right over your body? Nabou? Trump has put the people on the Supreme Court to take away women's access to abortion care, and that also includes if you're having a troubled pregnancy, and they won't even. You'd have to leave the states that are Republican states. You'd have to leave that state if you were having a troubled pregnancy and you were about to die. You would end up dying. And they also want to take away birth control pills and
not just the
Biden
pills, all
being
birth control.
college debt.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since you asked her question, let's allow her to answer. I love Nabou. You're like, where are we leading? Okay. What's your answer to Dwight? Because I'm pretty sure you see where he's leading there.
I don't have an opinion about that.
Really?
I'm a mother. I had a baby when I was 18, 19 years old. I personally don't have an opinion about that. I am probably going to approach that from an Afrocentric comedic point of view on how we should operate. I personally don't have an opinion about that.
You don't have an opinion on whether or not women should have a right to contraception?
No, because my personal point of view is a little deep-rooted.
Okay.
In Afrocentricity.
Continuing our conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique Diprima when we come forward.
Medicare Fraud Prevention Week focuses on the actions everyone can take to prevent Medicare fraud, errors, and abuse. Learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones by joining the Senior Medicare Patrol, or SMP, for Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, June 3rd through the 9th. Learn more at snpresource.org or by calling 1-877-808-2460.
If you're an adult in need of an accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You could earn one for free in as few as 5 months, online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach, plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries, as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique Diprima right now.
Right now, Nabou Ramu is with me. She's an Afrocentric journalist and a college student. I'm Dominique Diprima. You're listening to KBLA. Let's go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. Man, it's getting heated. We talking politics, huh?
All the time. You know that's what we do. Ron, why you want to act like you don't know?
Well, I know, yeah, but you know me. You know, I discuss music mostly, but yeah.
True that.
True that. But I want to say a quick R.I.P. to your mom. And I put in the chat that 12 years ago on this day, I lost my dad to brain cancer. So,
rest in peace to your papa. What's your dad's name?
His name is Euless Malone Jr. That was his name. I just miss growing up, eating that good old barbecue back in the day, and hanging out with my cousins, running all over the house. Man, that was good old days. I mean, good times, you know, growing up in the 70s and the 80s. So, big R.I.P. to my pops. I love you, Dad, and I miss you.
Indeed.
And yeah. And as far as this voting thing, I don't care if Trump trying to be CEO of McDonald's. That dude would never get my vote for nothing. And I'm putting that out there for everybody to know. I'm Joe Biden Harris all day. Shout out to Harris. I didn't know she grew up in Berkeley. That's where I grew up. Shout out to Harris one time.
Berkeley, Oakland, yeah. If you've met her, she definitely has a little Oakland flair to her, if you know the Bay. Anything to say to Ronald?
I just want to send out my my peace and blessings to your father.
Yeah, indeed. Rest in peace. Mr. Malone, rest in peace. And it's always good to hear from you. We're going to go to Dee calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, Dee.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
I want to talk about antitrust enforcement.
Okay, go for it. I mean, we are apparently in an era of that. The Biden administration going after Apple, going after Google, and apparently there's more to come as far as the Justice Department, right?
Yes, ma'am. They went after Modella Beer for anti-competitiveness.
I didn't track that.
You have roving grocery store mergers as the lines grow longer. Staples was barred from buying Office Depot. You can make the argument that airlines should merge too, but for concentration in the market. I think that's one reason why you need a California bullet train, but not at the expense of education or covered California.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. I think that's right. So you got under a minute here, Dee, so come on and bring this home for us.
I think the next successful president must simultaneously channel the energies of trustbuster Theodore Roosevelt and his New Deal cousin, FDR.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dee. A quick comment, Nabou Ramu?
Thank you for hopping on with some facts, stuff that we can go back and read up on, because I didn't know that he went over Modelo. But that's something that can affect us, like the grocery store merging, or things like that affects us, and not just like random Trump this, Trump that, or Biden this, Biden that.
Well, I mean, child tax credit is specific. It was $300 to $400 a month that 4 million American children were getting for food.
No, I did notice that when I filed
concrete.
my taxes that it was different.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it's good to talk with you. We'll keep the conversation going. Nabou Ramu, part of our team and speaking out for Gen Z. We will continue some lively conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. History has been made in Mexico with the election of the country's first ever female president. Claudia Sheinbaum is a former mayor of Mexico City and will succeed President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. She is pledged to govern with the same principle as Lopez Obrador, calling that a good thing for all Mexicans. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Singapore Sunday. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Shangri